إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد إن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. We always begin any speech by invoking the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator of the universe. And then we immediately follow it by sending peace and blessings to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, who carried the amana of Al-Quran until the day of judgment. We all know what I recited. When we pick the Mus'haf, we start, imagine you are a new Muslim and you are given this book, that this is our book. The very first page is Surah Al-Fatiha. And the next page is Surah Al-Baqarah. And just focus on how it starts. Al-Fatiha is dua. Oh Allah, we are misguided. Or at every moment of our life, we need hidayah. Because we have options. We have several different ways of doing a thing. We ask you, oh Allah, to show us the right way of doing the thing. And the second page, where the Surah Al-Baqarah starts, it starts with that this is the book. That there is no doubt in it. La rayba fi. Now, forget about all the books of sciences. Even the papers, people are doing ChatGPT to create whatever nonsense is being created. And we then claim that we are scientists, we are all of that. And when it comes to the description of Jannah, and the description of Jahannam, and the Malaika, and the Jinn, then we say that we need a proof for that. When we don't even have proof for the worldly sciences that we have, we are still in doubt. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala claims, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابِ, this is preserved until the day of judgment. إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَزَّلْنَا ذِكْرًا وَإِنَّا لَهُ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving the guarantee. No human being. It is not in our power to preserve the book. It is Allah. When we pick Quran, we should tremble. In one narration it says, a person would be said, read Quran and your darajah will increase until the time that the point when you finish Quran, that will be your place in Jannah. We cannot prove Jannah. This is called Iman. that there should not be any doubt in this. هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. But people will have doubts in it. If people have doubts in physics and chemistry and the laws of nature, they will doubt it. That how come that there is a place where the souls go and they are under the arsh and they are moving around and they are being fed? I don't see it, so I don't believe it. You talk to children, even not children, even grown-ups. This religion of atheism, where they say there is no religion, it's also a religion. But they also have their own concepts. They want proof. And that's why it's so important to discuss at every level, at the intellectual level, at the general level, and at our children's level. MashaAllah, there are many children here. You have summer break. You're enjoying your time. This is the time that you should realize that you came to this center not because your father brought you here. It's not because your father wanted to pray Jummah, so you came with your father. You came by yourself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose you to be here. And that is a relation, one-to-one. Al-Muttaqeen are the ones who want to protect themselves. And what are their qualities in the next ayah? And the very first characteristic is yu'minuna bil ghayb. It's not about their paying salah, their spending. The very first quality of these muttaqeen, who will get guidance from this book, is that they believe in ghayb. And what is ghayb? Those who do not understand Arabic, I think that's another point that we should at least know some basic knowledge of Arabic. But this is our book. It's something that is hidden. Al-Ghayb is something that nobody can know what is in the hidden except Alim al-Ghayb wa Shahada, who is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even the prophets do not know the Ghayb. And that is the Aqidah, that only Allah knows what is going to happen 50 years from now. What is going to happen tomorrow, only Allah knows. So, Al-Ilm al-Ghayb is that there is Allah. Has anybody seen Allah? Especially in this time and age. Previously, prophets, they were able to communicate with Allah. Musa alayhi salam was told, Inni an Allah, that means I am talking to you directly. Those were prophets. There are entire nations following them. But we have not seen Allah. We have not seen Malaika. But the very first thing is that is required of those who want guidance from this book is that believe in al-ghayb. The salah, everything comes after. First have this aqidah, that there is Allah. You have to keep on saying that. Because many times when we read news, other pictures and figures seem bigger to us. This person has ability to revoke my green card. This person has ability to do something to my nationality. There is Allah above everything. These are creation. When we ask of Allah, we are asking the Creator, not the creation. And that is what is needed. That we know Allah is all hearing. He knows every single one of us sitting in this room. And He knows everything what we are thinking about. When we read Surah Al-Hadid, وَالْأَوَّلُ وَالْآخِرُ وَالظَّاهِرُ وَالْبَاطِنُ. These days we are listening to it in our salah. It's a beautiful surah. I mean, when they go to Hajj, they say that increase your dhikr, ashadda dhikra, that even more than what the Kuffar used to do back then. But the point is, I was able to wake up today because Allah wanted me to wake up. There are many who were not granted this permission. when we keep on saying this is muzakara, it will create that thing that does not need scientific proof. And that is why all the prophets came. They said, this is the test, that you do not have to discover Allah. You have to just believe there is Allah. There are people who are trying to capture the soul. A person is dying, they put him in a glass cube. They want to measure some electromagnetic activity. What is the point? They want to prove their equipments are faulty. A sudden peak, oh, there is something. No peak, there is nothing. What is it? Is it 1 or is it 0? That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and all the prophets said that there are things which are called iman, which is believing in something without seeing it. That's the first quality of this muttaqin, that they are waiting to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is an appointment. There is a day for all of us. We don't see malaika, they are there. We have not seen prophets. And that brings me to I only have 7 minutes, but this is such a beautiful hadith that we read in our own masjid. And I will paraphrase it. I don't want to misquote it. The meaning of it is that one day Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam was sitting with his Sahaba. And he asked, and every time he would ask a question, it is meant for education. It is not to test their knowledge, it is to convey a message. And he said something to the point, whose iman is afdal? Ayyul iman afdal? Which iman is greater or afdal or better or whatever? So what would Sahaba say? Sahaba said immediately, al-malaika, the angels. And Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam said, why it should not be that way? Because they are in the presence of Allah. They are holding the arsh of Allah. They are getting commandments from Allah. So there is, what is there? What is the point in saying that malaika's iman is afdal when they already see? In other words, he said that their iman is not afdal because they already see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They are already in presence of Allah. And then the Sahaba said, then the prophets. And Nabi alayhi salatu said something to the point that the prophets are receiving guidance, wahi. So how can not their iman be at that level? There is no excuse for them to say their iman is lower. Their iman will be higher because they are receiving wahi. You probably see where I'm going with this. And then the third time, they answered, the Sahaba said, then it must be us. We are the Sahaba. And Nabi alayhi salatu said, why should not you, your iman should not be at that level when I am among you? I am with you. Many times we wish that I wish I was born in that time in Medina. But it is the qadr of Allah. There is an appointed time. Who knows if we were in that time that we would have done something wrong and would have been on the other way. Whatever Allah's mashiyah and qadr is, we agree with that. We are radi bi-rada. But I will go back to the hadith where it said that you are in my presence, so your iman being afdal has no merit because I am with you. And then the Sahaba said, then you tell us. And this is a glad tidings for all of us. And he said, the iman of those people is afdal who will not see me or believe in me. That's you and me. Every kid here should understand this. You love your prophet because it's part of iman. It's part of your iman. Then your iman is afdal. And we feel that since we are born in this time and age, that we are not going to get the blessings that the Sahaba used to get. Look at this beauty of this deen. It's the intention. Our Prophet already told us back then that the iman of that group will be afdal from the iman of Sahaba, or in fact the entire category of iman, who will not see me, who will not see Allah, who will not see Malaika, but they will believe in it. May Allah make us among those. Because when we have that power, then it will be easy to act upon it. How to increase that? Immediately followed by وَيَقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةِ. What we are doing now. We are following an order from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm not following the order from my parents. I'm here in this masjid to pray Jummah because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked me to do it. وَيَقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةِ. Any act you do for creation is shirk. Remember this. We go to school to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we will do everything that pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We work. At work, we do everything that we know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves. And anytime we are doing anything in the 24 hours of a day that we intentionally disobey Allah, we need to make a istighfar immediately. I'm standing here speaking for the sake of Allah. May Allah accept it. Anything that we do, there are many places in Quran you will find this structure. Those are the ones whose deeds went to waste. We do not want that to happen to us. We have to make sure that we are very careful. And the last part of this ayah, when we say that when you spend for the masjid, and wallahi, nobody has asked me. I only have been seeing messages about the new masjid in Shalaga building, and Allah is my witness, nobody has said anything to me. They know this. But after looking at that message and looking at this ayah, the three things: we believe in Allah, Malaika, prophets, the book, Al-Ghaib, Jannah, Jahannam, and then we are praying, Yuqimuna Salat, as to the best of our ability. And then the third is, what we have is not ours, it's given to us. What if I have the bad, I have the belief in ghaib, that whatever I spend here, I will get there. If I build a masjid here, I'm building a house in Jannah. That is al-ghaib. Some people see. There are hadiths that Rasulullah saw the castle of Umar of the white palace. When we read that, we just go over it, these are words. But try to imagine. And whatever we have, this picture of art for Jannah is described in the Quran. So sticking to the Quran. Sticking to the Quran, reading it, understanding it. That is what is going to give us that yaqeen that will make us achieve that level of iman. The love of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, not in ourselves, but in our kids too. These are our investment. If we only make property and cars here and give them as inheritance and do not educate them on their deen and then what is going to happen after that, we are not doing the right job that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave to us. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. قال الله تعالى: إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين وأذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر أعداء الدين يا رب العالمين. اللهم انصر إخواننا في فلسطين، اللهم انصر إخواننا في غزة، اللهم ارزقهم رزقا حلالا طيبا، اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم وفقنا لما تحب وترضى. ربنا تقبل منا انك انت السميع العليم. عباد الله رحمكم الله، ان الله يامر بالعدل والاحسان وايتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون اذكروا الله يذكركم وادعوه يستجب لكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون.